Hi, Jaywagers. Welcome back to Paw People in Passion. I'm your host, Trinity Krill, founder of Jaywagers TLC. This podcast is about sharing the stories of the amazing people behind the paws, the rescuers, trainers, pet professionals, and animal lovers who dedicate their time to making a difference. Every paw has a story, and today we're talking about understanding the dogs that are often misunderstood. Today I'm excited to welcome Crystal from Spaw Patrol. Thank you so much for joining us.
Paws and people. Hearts together, sharing stories, spreading kindness, making a difference forever. From furry friends to helping hands, meet the heroes who make a stand. Every paw, every voice, every passion we share, bringing hope and love everywhere.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Spaw Patrol.
Yeah, so I'm Crystal Turner. I've been grooming dogs for about 13 years now. Spaw Patrol offers in-home dog grooming. So I specialize in misunderstood dogs. Or, people say bad behaviors, but for every dog, there's always a reason why. So I call them misunderstood because at some point, if we just realize what they actually need, then, the whole grooming process goes a lot smoother.
How did your journey with Spaw Patrol and animals begin?
Well, ironically, I'm a licensed cosmetologist first. So if you would have asked me 13 years ago if I was going to be grooming dogs, I would have said you were crazy. I take care of people. But I quickly realized that people's not where I wanted to be. I started bathing dogs on the weekends for a family member that owned a grooming salon, and my knowledge of scissors and clippers got me into dog grooming, but I just kind of found my niche there where I communicate a little better with the dogs than I do with people.
What was your first groom? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
My first groom. Gosh, that was a long time ago. Honestly, I would say my first groom was probably a doodle. And at that point, I was just bathing for a groomer. I was just helping her out. And at that point, I was still doing hair. So I would go in the mornings and I would bathe dogs for her. And then I would hurry back and get ready and go to the hair salon. But that day, I didn't have any appointments. And she had a lot of dogs. And so I told her, I said, I'm pretty sure I could shave a dog for you. So, yeah, it was a white doodle, and I didn't do anything except for like before the bath. And I shaved the body down, and it was kind of liberating.
Why do you think some dogs are considered misunderstood or labeled as problem dogs?
Well, a lot of groomers don't want to deal with dogs that growl or show teeth or any sort of aggression or pulling, anything that makes it hard for the groomer. So the dogs that I say are misunderstood have probably had some sort of trauma or some sort of bad experience with a groomer. So I call them misunderstood because if you take the time to figure out why they are exhibiting that sort of behavior, then you can sort of start to work with the dog and figure out, what is a route that's going to make this process easier for them and for the groomer as well.
What are some behaviors that people mistake for aggression or bad behavior?
So definitely growling and showing teeth. A lot of people think that that's bad behavior, but really it's a warning. It's just that
Mhm.
dog telling you that they're uncomfortable with what you're doing right now.
Yes. Do you have a story that like changed a dog that you had that changed your perspective on them?
Absolutely. Um, so I still have a current client um, that um, she has to wear a muzzle while I groom her. But, the very first time that I groomed her, she bit me. And I
Mm.
just really thought that she was a bad dog. But I realized that I had been powering through the groom. And I didn't take the time to realize that, she needed special attention during the groom. And so when I slowed down a little bit and I realized that she just needed a little extra time and a little extra attention, um, she started to calm down a lot, and it made the process a lot easier. So that's kind of what made me realize that I needed to slow down with all the dogs, and I needed to take that time to make them comfortable. And it that's why I left the corporate salon and started doing one-on-one, because I
Mm.
realized that this is really it is a one-on-one opportunity to make it a little bit more enjoyable for the dogs.
Do you usually just do like doodles, or do you use small dogs too, like pom poms?
Yeah, I do every breed. Almost everybody has a doodle these days, so I do a lot
Yeah.
of doodles. But I have a lot of small dogs too, and yeah. So I kind of I have a pretty well-rounded schedule, I would say.
Is it usually always like the misunderstood, or do you have some that are like pretty calm?
Yeah, no, I have some that are very, very, very well behaved as well.
Nice.
So I like to say that I'm not just what I do isn't just for the misunderstood dogs, but it's the high anxiety owners as well. Because sometimes it's the owners that are uncomfortable with dropping their pet off at a grooming salon. So I make it so that they are able to be present while their dog's being groomed, so they can kind of see what happens behind the scenes.
Do they stay for like the whole groom usually?
Some of them do. They're at least there, maybe in the other room, so they can kind of hear what's going on. Some people stay and watch the whole thing. So it just kind of depends.
What advice would you give to pet owners who are struggling with their dog's behavior?
Um, Patience and consistency are key. That's your best friend. If you can have a calm demeanor and be consistent with your pet, you can get past any obstacle.
That's amazing what you do with like the misunderstood and then like the regular pretty calm animals.
Thank you.
What is one thing that you wish more people or your clients would understand about dogs with behavior challenges?
Um, Again, I'll circle back to the patience. It's a lot like kids. They're our family, and our dogs are our kids, and in a lot of aspects, they are the same behavior wise. And so, just being patient and trying to understand what causes the behaviors will a lot of times just help to understand how to handle those behaviors and how to change those behaviors. So I guess my best advice is just that, if you stay calm and you stay patient and you just try to understand, you can get past any obstacle.
One of the most rewarding parts of your work.
Um, well, I would definitely say that after time, um, a lot of dogs can be rehabilitated with their behavior issues. So I see progress from groom to groom, I always see progress. When I take the time, when I try to understand what's causing the behaviors, and when I take an approach that is comfortable for the dog, I see improvement. And at the end of the day, when the owner can see improvement and I can see improvement, then I think that is the most rewarding.
How can our tail waggers follow your work and learn more about your services?
Yeah, so social media is the best place. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Spaw Patrol is where you can find me.
One message you want people to remember about misunderstood dogs?
Just be consistent and don't give up, because you wouldn't give up on a family member. Just keep trying new things.
Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your experiences and passion for helping animals. To all of our tail waggers watching, remember that sometimes the dogs who need the most understanding have the biggest heart. Thank you for watching Paws, People, and Passion. Don't forget to subscribe. From my heart to yours, thank you for giving animals a voice. Keep those tails wagging, and remember, every paw has a story. I'll see you next time. Bye.